Hi everyone, welcome back to Twin Tiers Homestead. I'm Karen. Um, this time of year we have a lot of daylight, and so we have a lot of chickens, and they lay a lot of eggs. So we get about 40 eggs a day, and it's a lot right now, especially we're heading out of town, and I don't have any more storage in the fridge for eggs. So I'm going to cook them up for the chickens, and that way they'll get the shells and the entire egg, and it's good for them. The shells give them calcium, make the eggs stronger. Before I used to crack the eggs, scramble them up, and cook them, and it was a long, dirty process. It's better now. Our eggs are cleaner because we've switched to the pine shavings, and well, Billy just tries to keep on top of it, I guess. But our eggs are cleaner, so I'm going to bake the eggs, the entire egg, on a sheet, a cookie sheet. I covered it with foil so that I'd have less mess to clean up. I tested this yesterday, and I actually I baked them in regular muffin tins, the first couple batches. And then I switched to the mini muffin tin, and that worked as well. I think for if we were to have them for eating, I had the heat too high. Maybe I baked them too longer because they came out. Some places the shell had cracked, and there were some not char. It was just brown spots on the egg white, but they still tasted fine, and they weren't rubbery. It was just maybe a cosmetic thing. But so yesterday I did it in the muffin tins. Today I'm just going to load this cookie sheet up, and you normally would want to do that, I guess, because then the eggs will roll around. But for my purposes, I'm just going to cook them or bake them, and then I will chop them up, and they'll cool down, and then we'll feed them to the chickens. So just going to show you how I do that. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to take these eggs, and I'll lay them on the sheet. Okay, so here I have my foil covered sheet, and I'm just going to place the eggs right on. These have not been cleaned. I got 48 eggs on here. Hopefully they won't explode. I guess we'll find out if I've overdone it. So I'm going to put them in the oven at 350, and I'll put it on for 25 minutes. I did, let's see, 2 dozen eggs yesterday for 25 minutes at 350, and they were fine for the chickens. But that seemed a little long and a little hot for human consumption. So I'm going to put it in for 25 minutes, and we'll check back. Okay, so I let them bake for 25 minutes, and they look, well, it's hard to tell if they're done, but these didn't crack as much as the last ones. I'm just going to let them sit to cool down, and then I'm going to let them sit to cool down, and then I'll come back and show you what I do with them afterwards. Okay, we're back. So I let the eggs cool for about, it's been more than 30 minutes. They're still hot. No, they're still hot. So now I'm going to put them in a bowl, and then I'm going to crush them up, and that's it. Okay, here's my crusher. That's no good. Well, that was a good learning experience. Oh, they're not quite done. 48 eggs takes longer than 24. Okay, well, I'm back again, and I started the process of putting them into my bowl and breaking them, but as you can see, I did 350 degrees for 25 minutes, and that wasn't quite long enough. So, for 48 eggs. If it had been the 24 eggs like I did yesterday, it would have been perfect. They were cooked all the way through yesterday. So I dumped them back on the cookie sheet, and I'm going to put them back in the oven for at least 20 minutes. Okay, so this pan's going back in the oven. And it's a good thing I used foil. All right, so meanwhile, while those were cooling, the original batch, I put a second batch in the oven. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. The eggs crack. Sometimes they crack, like this one did. And this one also did, right over here. Over here, I don't know if you can see that, but it's hot to touch, so I don't want to touch them very long. I'm just going to do one egg this time because last time I started chopping them up and they were not done. Okay, so these probably could have gone for 5 more minutes. And it's hot. So here it's mostly cooked through. Ouch, getting hot. Mostly cooked through. I think they're, I guess they're like, I don't know, medium boiled eggs. I'm gonna crack a couple more and see. Oh, see, this one was done. This one was perfect. This one was cooked all the way through. The yolk is perfectly done. Whoops, we lost that yolk. Yeah, it's not cooperating. And this one I just broke is also, can you see that? Perfectly done. So 24 eggs, 25 minutes, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to throw all these eggs in here and mash them up. Yes, these have not been cooling very long, maybe 5 minutes. So here are the eggs all in the bowl, and I'm just going to mash them up. And the nice thing about baking the eggs instead of boiling them, when I peeled them, I did a batch for us to eat yesterday with clean eggs, of course, and the shells were much easier to come off than if you were boiling. Most of the time it just, you'd roll it to crack the shell a little bit. And it would come right off. Usually with these fresh farm eggs, our shells stick and it's not a very pretty looking peeled egg. I'm going to let this cool down, and then I'm going to give them to the chickens, and the chickens love it, of course. Okay, so it's morning. Well, it's afternoon actually. And I have the eggs here. And we are going to take them to the chickens. All right. You want to open the door for me? Wait, I need to hold it with this hand. It's very windy today. They know something's in my hand. Okay, don't let them out. Oh, you have to unhook it. No, push the door. Okay. Hello, ladies and gent. There's some mango stuff in here too. Whoops. Nice morning treat. Okay.